Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I have these really fun ink blended floral cards to share with you, so let's jump right in. Now, I don't think we can get more simple than these cards, and I think that this is a great way to practice your ink blending and still create a card design with it. So I'm going to cut down my HammerMill Cardstock. That is my preferred for ink blending, and I'm cutting it down to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than my A2 base, giving me just a really nice thin border all the way around. I'm not going to add a black mat to this because I'm trying to keep these super simple, super easy to recreate, and a great way for someone to just practice their blending. Now I'm going to do three blends of 3 colors, and I chose to use picked raspberry as the middle color of each blend because I felt like that made them look more like a set. So you could easily, gift these if you wanted to, or, you could sell them however you want to do. And it just kind of gives them a really cohesive feel, even though I am going to do 3 different blends, but with one similar color, it just gives it a little bit of cohesion between the 3 cards. So for this first blend, you can see I used squeezed lemonade, then I used picked raspberry, and I am going to use festive berries. I am going to use Oxide inks. They are my preferred for ink blending, especially just because they go on so smooth. You get such an opaque color, and it just looks really, really pretty. You can do this with distress inks if you want to. I just find because they're a dye-based ink, they tend to be a little more translucent, so you might have to do more layers, but they usually are a bit more vibrant. So it's really personal preference as to how you like to work with your inks and what you have on hand. These are just my preference. And if you have any other inks, any water-based inks especially, usually blend nicely together. But keep in mind your color theory. Try to pick colors that go beautifully together. Like yellow, pink, and red are very close to each other on the color wheel, so I know that they're not going to create any kind of issue. So just be aware. And if you don't know your color theory, you can always Google a color wheel. And if you pick colors next to each other on the color wheel, you're going to create something beautiful. So that's always a great way to start. For my next blend, I'm going to use spun sugar, picked raspberry, and wilted violet. You guys know I love purple. I love pink and purple. They are probably the most drawn to colors for me personally. But of course, you could do anything. You could do blues, you could do greens, you could do any color you want, really. I just opted to do these 3 blends because I thought that they were really pretty. And like I said, I wanted them to still be cohesive with that picked raspberry in the middle. But I think that this is a great way to, cut down some cardstock, do a blend of 3 colors, because I think 3 gives you a lot of variation. You could do 3 colors that are, in an order. Like you could do spun sugar, kitsch flamingo, picked raspberry, and do a really pretty pink ombre. You could really do anything you want, but I find 3 colors is one of the best ways to get a lot of variation across the panel. And if you don't love it, flip it over. You can use the other side, but this is a great way to get some practice. And if you're happy with the blend, which I hope that you are, you can then turn it into a really simple card, because that's what we're going to do today. So I am using stuff that I've had in my stash forever. I honestly, if you guys have been with me for any length of time, you know that I am very drawn to Tim Holtz products. But now that he's not really making anything new, I'm kind of going back in my stash and using products I've had forever, but I don't reach for I don't know what reason. So I'm going to grab a stamp set after we're done the ink blending from Simon Says Stamp that I've had for a very long time. And we're going to use that to kind of create the fun focal image. For my 3rd color palette, we're going to do carved pumpkin, picked raspberry, and seedless preserves, and I think that it turned out really pretty. All of the blends are beautiful in my opinion, and do keep in mind that Oxide inks will dry back. So though they look very vibrant when you put them down, if you don't love it, walk away from it, let it fully dry, and then come back and see what you think. And there are a few things you can do to help the blend as well if you're not happy with it. I do find, you can see that Azur is sitting above my glass mat today, so his tail's going to pop in and out. That actually might be Aqua. They both interchangeably sit in front of my glass mat pretty often, so I think that was actually Aqua because she had a little piece of tape stuck on her tail I had to get off. But if you don't love your ink blend and you've walked away and you've let it dry completely, add some splatter, add some perfect pearls, add, a little bit of white splatter. Just keep in mind that white is very likely to absorb some of the color, so it won't stay bright white. But you can do stuff like that. Like now we're going to stamp a floral over top of it. This is from Sketched Flowers by Simon Says Stamp. The sentiment and the floral is from Simon Says Stamp. So, and it's still available. I've had it in my stash for years and it is still available. So if you like this design, keep that in mind, pick it up. Because I don't know how long it'll be available. Because like I said, it's been out for a long time. I'm pretty sure this is a stamp set designed by Christina Warner, I believe. So just a great stamp set to have on hand. And I did use my Misti so that I could stamp off of the piece of cardstock I have, just because I like that look. If you don't have a stamp that large, use a different floral you have on hand. A set of leaves would be really pretty here. There's a lot of options. If you don't have stamps like this, grab a die. I do a card next Monday where I did a holographic leaf on top of some inks. So another really fun way to just use your stuff, because you guys know I am a huge believer in using your stash, busting out those goods that you spend your hard-earned dollars on and giving them some love. And don't be surprised now that Tim Holtz is not making new supplies that I don't bust out oldies but goodies that have been in my stash for a long time. Like I said, like this one's been in there for years, so I quite enjoy it. And so I've stamped down just across the panel all three of them. I did miss a small area in the center of the flower, so I'm going to restamp that, and then we're going to kind of move on. But these cards are incredibly simple to recreate, and if you don't ink blend, you could use sprays. Sprays are harder to stamp on, I find, though, so excuse me. I just find them to be a lot more difficult to stamp accurately on, like to get a nice stamp. So just keep that in mind. You might want to use maybe a die cut, but definitely, bring out what you have, show it some love. And I just went with a white border for this because I just really wanted to be these to be very, very simple and very easy for you guys to recreate and use items in your stash that you maybe forgot about. Like dig through your stash, see if you have a larger floral. I have one going across the page, but it doesn't have to. It could be stamped anywhere, and then you could white heat emboss the sentiment on top of a piece of cardstock. There are so many ways to alter this design. I just want to inspire you guys. That is my biggest mission with this channel, is to inspire you guys to create, because I think it's really good for the soul, and I hope that you guys get inspired by what I create and see different ways to use your supplies. But that's pretty much the card design. Now we're going to do a couple of extra things just because that's what I like to do. But you could stop there if you didn't have embellishments or didn't want to add embellishments. I am going to go in with a couple of white pearls, just add them across the panel just because I love embellishments. They make me happy, but you don't have to add them. This is where you would add some splatter though if you wanted to. And I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but I did talk about how I have an email list. If you're interested, you can sign up for it, and it will have, updates, kitty pictures, what I'm up to on the behind the scenes, anything that everybody's been asking for. So when I do a short of mixing up a new batch of perfect pearls, I will have it linked in the email so you guys can go and check it out right away, that kind of stuff. So anything that's kind of that I've had a lot of requests for will be in the email list, as well as just, what I'm up to. And it's just kind of a fun way to stay up to date with anything I've got going on, because it's easier for me to directly reach out. So I do have a link. It will say email, I think /newsletter, and then it has a link. You have to click on the link. And because of Canadian law, you have to actually go to that link, and it's a page I've set up, and you just have to put your name and your email in, because I have to have your approval. There is a law in Canada about spam emails. So there are like extra steps. Like you can't just click a link and it's like, okay, there you're signed up. You do actually have to actively put in your email address and your name so that it's you giving me permission to send you a newsletter. And I won't bombard you. I will do one around the end of the month as kind of an update for what I've been up to that month. I might do one more in a month if I, can think of something that's important to tell you about. But really, that's probably about it. It's about maybe 2 emails a month at most. So I promise I won't spam you guys, but it is a great way to support the channel and just stay up to date on what I'm kind of up to throughout the month. And it's kind of a fun way for me to be able to just directly talk to you guys. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that is kind of the card design. I did bring in a sparkle pen here. You can see I used it on just that one flower on all 3 cards. And because it's water-based, it did lighten the pigment just inside that flower, and it adds a little bit of something extra. And I think it turned out a lot of fun. So I'm going to hold them up close so you guys can see all the shimmer from that glitter pen and the blends in the background. But I think these cards turned out stunning. I am really, really happy with how they came together. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I hope you'll consider leaving me a like, leaving me a comment, and subscribing if you haven't. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do think I have some fun stuff coming to the channel. I have some ideas for different things, so I will hopefully be bringing that out soon. Just got to get the energy to work on it. And I am working on my tulip collection, so like I said, the email will have information about that as well. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to my members. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you more than I can say, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye for now.